Hi, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 13. We're almost halfway there, guys. And I'm Amy. I'm making a video every day in September talking about all the things that are happening in my life and in my sewing room, sharing it with you, and I am having the most fun. Today, I want to talk about a question that was asked about how I hang my little mini quilts, right? So I will show you that in a minute. First off, yesterday, the book recommendations and what you're reading and watching, fantastic. I'm loving all of those answers. We did go to our book club mixer at Lark and Owl Bookshop in Georgetown, Texas, and I was going to record. I did not. Completely forgot. I was having a good time. Just completely forgot. We drove around the square, looked at the lights, and on the way out of the square, I went, I was supposed to film that. Casey said, do you want to go back? And I said, no, I'm really hungry. So you'll just have to trust me that it was lovely and the lights are beautiful and we had a really good time. This is just, I'm rolling with it. I'm rolling with it. This is what I learned in December. I learned to roll with the punches. I did get the denim cut up. I know it doesn't look much different than it did, but see, it's cut. And I just cut it in chunks. I'll put some footage in here so you can see. I'm really just squaring off the edges. There's no rhyme, no reason. I'm not being super careful about if it's actually a square piece. I just need a straight edge. I just need a straight edge so that I can join here, and it'll be a little bit improv-y, controlled improv, because I can't handle just straight up improv of not knowing, not having a direction that I'm going in and just feeling my way. So a little controlled improv with the denim. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to start sewing the bits together, and I'm just going to make a big sheet of denim fabric. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with it next, but on another day. So today I want to show you, I'm going to use my lovely Christmas tree. Y'all, I see it now. Christmas tree wall hanging that I got. It is so pretty. And the quilting, look at that straight line quilting, guys. Can you see that? Just beautiful straight line quilting. But you guys asked, and I think I've shown it before, but it's probably hidden in another video. So we're going to do it again. Not a problem. How I hang my minis are with these little rings, right? These little guys right here. And what they are is just little plastic curtain rings, which I used to get at Joann's. Rest in peace, Joann's. But they probably have them, I'm sure they have them online. I'll find a link for them below. They're just the little rings that you get for like Roman blinds and stuff to run the little cords through the Roman shades. They come in big, and little, and probably there were probably some medium ones that I have since used up. Needles, thread, tiny scissors, all of that stays in my teeny tiny Danish butter cookie tin that my friend Kim gave me. I mean, she gave me the cookies, but she gave it to me for this because it's so good. So then hang on. And she's back. So then what I do is I stab one of these little, I think they're aluminum. I will link these below. I know I got these on Amazon. They are aluminum push pins, you know, like for a bulletin board. Push pins. Let's see if I can show you. You know, just push pins. There you go. And but they're metal. And the reason I use the metal ones is because sometimes you have to tap it into the wall. You can't just stab it into the wall. And the metal ones don't explode when you tap them with the hammer or the side of your pliers or whatever you're using for a hammer at that moment. But I hang them on the wall. I just stick these in the wall. It leaves a small hole, so it's easy to repair when you remove it. And that's how I hang up my quilts. So I'm going to show you. On this one, now if it hung this way, which it doesn't because it's a Christmas tree. If it hung this way, I would probably put 3 of the little rings on the back. On the ends and one there in the middle. But since it is a Christmas tree and it hangs this way, if y'all don't know about me not knowing it was a Christmas tree, I'll link the video down below where I see it in the monitor and it dawns on me. It may just be funny to me, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. So then I will just, and because I've got this binding, it's loud here. I'm sorry, y'all. Because I've got the binding nice and even on the back, I'm just going to use that as my measurement, and so I don't have to mark. And I will put a hanger, and I'll put a hanger right here, and on the other corner, right here. Okay? Here, and here. 1 and 2. So I'm going to do that now. Let me see if I can turn the camera so you guys can see it as well. Oh, you'll see my messy desk. That's okay. The desk is messy. That's how it's real life, right? Real life. I promised real life. Let's see. Okay. I think that's going to get it. So I have my needles here. I'm just using, you know, these because that's what I grabbed out of the drawer. Those are my push pins. I'll need those later. I have my little rings. There's the size difference. I'm going to use these bigger ones just because I think it'll be easier for you to see. I'm going to use navy blue thread. Whatever thread you have works. It's no big deal. I'm going to use this so you can see it on the camera. Hopefully I can see to thread this needle because I don't have my needle threader with me. Oh, there we go. That was easier than I thought. Okay, talk amongst yourselves while I tie a knot. No, do you guys know the quilter's knot? I can show you that. If you don't know, I'll just show you what I do. Is you lay your thread across your needle like this and hold it down. Then you wrap 2 or 3 times. Hold that, just sort of pinch it in your fingers right here. That all that wrap is under my, and I'm going to pull my needle and my thread. I've still got that wrapped piece in my hand, and then when I get to the end, like magic, I have a little knot, and I'll trim up, clean up that little end. And I'll link these scissors. You guys really liked these little scissors. I will tell you, they are extremely pointy. So, but they're good. They're really good, and they're really, really inexpensive. So, and then all I do, oh, sorry, I'm going to bump the camera because it's between me and the work. All I'm going to do to mark is I'm going to join this right here. Okay, right here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just going to take a bite right here of my fabric, making sure I am not going through the front of my work. That's the only tricky part about this. Okay? I say okay a lot. And then I'm going to catch the other end of that. I don't care if the knot shows on the back because it's on the back. The beauty of doing it this way is I can clip these off. So I leave that knot because it does give me some purchase to clip it off. And then again, take another bite of the fabric, making sure you do not see your needle on the front. Okay, there's a little thread there. That's not mine. All right. And you're just going to do that again. And so you're just going to wrap around the little ring, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And like I say, one of the things I like most about this method is you can take it off, right? It's not permanently attached. And that's a good, that is actually a good reason to use maybe mismatched thread, because when you go, if you want to clip it off, you can see what you're doing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through those rings and just knot. And then catch this loop and just make a knot. Right? I'm going to do that a couple of times. It's not heavy. It doesn't have to stand up and hold a lot of weight. And then, so I've got a couple of knots. I'll go through one more time and then just clip my thread. I leave a little bit of a tail. Just for security. And then I'm going to repeat it on the other side. And that's that. Look, and so there are these little rings attached, one on either side, and they will hold my wall hanging up quite nicely and fairly level. And I can adjust, if they're not like level in the back, I can adjust where I put my push pins in the wall. It's easy. Some people do the little corners and the dowel rods, and I just use these. My friend Marquetta taught me this, and that's what I do for little stuff. Well, actually, and for big stuff. The quilt behind me, the purple and green one, it hung at the High Museum of Art with these little rings. More than 2, but that's how I hung at the High. You never know, right? I'm going to go hang this on the wall, and I'm going to be sewing all that denim together today and maybe getting some work done on those eye masks. I am enjoying so much the book listings and the genres and what you like to read, getting some good recommendations down there. You guys check those comments out in yesterday's post because they're really fantastic. Question of the day today, it's a divisive one, guys. No, y'all, it's quilting. It's not that serious. That said, do you press your seams open or to the side? I want to know. And tell me why as well. I'm always curious to know why people choose one way or another. So, are you team open or team to the side? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to leave your Ask Me Anything questions in the comments labeled AMA. And I'm going to go sew some denim patchwork, and I'll talk more about that in a few days. So I'm off and running. YouTube thinks you're going to love this video right here. I hope you do. But more than that, I hope you never forget that you make the world more beautiful just by being in it. I'm Amy, and I'll see you tomorrow.